For those who entertained the thought that Tyler Herro, the Miami Heat's point guard, would be traded before the transfer window closed, you might want to take a rest on that because the Miami Heats have finally picked up his team option for the upcoming season. They are exercising the fourth-year option on his rookie-scale contract that will see Herro getting paid $5.7 million through the 2022-2023 season.
Is that $1 million?
Yeah.
Oh, this is $1 million right here?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, we got a lot of money to spend.
Before we get into all that, if you want to win a PS5 with NBA 2K22 and Madden NFL 22 included, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on notifications to enter the giveaway. And it's safe to say that this was bound to happen. Many have said that the 2019 13th overall pick did not live up to the hype and game that he created in his rookie year with his outstanding year.
Butler underneath, out to Herro for the three! Yes! He did it again! He is your hero!
Many more people have said that he dug his own grave with his off-court antics. Well, none of that matters now, because while all of the trade speculations we made now look like wishful thinking, it's still necessary to put it out there. They did it. To cut everyone some slack, it's not surprising that Tyler Herro's name was thrown around in trade rumors. His unimpressive run last season was a major factor. His start in April was quite solid. He scored double digits for 10 consecutive games before hitting a brick wall. The young man struggled after that, especially in his performance in the playoffs with the Bucks, and it caused many to believe that the rookie's time might just be up. Well, we were wrong, and to be candid, I think most of us might have just overreacted. You know how we get in the heat of a tournament and forget how good a player is. The moment that player flops once, twice, thrice? Okay, yeah, Herro flopped a couple of times, but that's not the point. The point is that Herro is still a super young player with more than enough time and room for improvement. We're making a big mistake if we judge him too early. The trade rumors, the snide remarks, the countless bad press against him that might or might not have hurt his career are all nothing now when you consider the fact that Herro has enough time to prove himself and we ought to give him the benefit of the doubt. One major error I've noticed among fans and pundits is that they try to compare role-player ballers like Tyler Herro to one-of-a-kind NBA superstars like LeBron was in his time. A LeBron type of player is extremely rare, interesting to watch, and necessary to raise the rep and ceiling of the sport. But players like Herro and the path he appears to be taking from the perspective of his on-court game is more of a role player, someone who can do the job that is required when it's required. Yeah, he might have flashes of brilliance here and there, and he might also have slumped in recent times, but at the end of the day, what should be in the sights for a player like him is the consistency he can bring.
Your coaches and teammates having you late in games to make a shot, and you make shots. How do you view that responsibility?
It's a big responsibility, but I love the challenge to be able to make and take big shots. I've done it my whole life, so it's something I like doing. But it's great, my teammates and definitely my coaches that put me in the right spots and believe in me to take those shots.
In any sport, consistency is gold. A consistently good player that can get the job done will always be a better option than an inconsistent player that bedazzles the audience with amazing plays on his best days. Most teams would go for a solid, talented player, and Miami Heat is no exception. For some years now, the Miami Heats have established themselves as a team-centric franchise. It has reflected in their signings. What they have are solidly good players. The team isn't led by any individual all-star, MVP, A-list super athlete, or athletes like the way the Nets are led by KD, or the way the Lakers are being led by LeBron and his age mates. The Miami Heats work as a unit, with every player knowing their role and fitting perfectly into it. They've proven again and again that they know how to cut their onions and have what it requires to beat a super team given the right situation. Now, this might not be the perfect example, but it was a team of solidly good, onion-cutting players that helped Giannis Antetokounmpo become the effectively unstoppable freak on the court that he was through the Bucks' championship run. Even Giannis, a player of superstar status himself, admitted in an interview that his team was in fact not a super team, saying that he chose the hard way by staying with the Bucks even if he didn't work alone, which proves the necessity of good, healthy, and consistent players in the team at any given time. So does a team need a superstar player to win the championships? Of course they do. You heard Giannis. It's incredibly hard to do it without the super athletes who have that special streak in their game. Except your team is the 2004 Detroit Pistons, who were the closest in terms of having a starless roster to win the championship. Their only all-star at the time was Ben Wallace, who was actually a defensive star that averaged under 10 points per game. So yeah, the odds are pretty stacked against you if you don't have a superstar that runs that offense-defense assault like a catwalk when it's necessary. So is Tyler Herro going to become that kind of player? Well, if you have to ask the question, then you very likely already know the answer. But that's not a bad thing. This is not a knock on Tyler Herro's young career, nor am I hating on his potential as a player. What I'm saying is that it's better for the team to reduce their expectations of the young man rather than put him on a pedestal only for him to flop in the coming years. Let him get good. The NBA is a tough-as-nails, blood-and-sweat kind of sport, and any part he gets to play, he'll know that there are those that would kill for it. That's more than enough motivation to keep him on his toes. Now with that said, let's consider what the pros and cons of trading Tyler Herro would have been if it had actually happened. First of all, one serious demerit that would have come with trading him would have been the Heat sacrificing a potentially important piece from their future. Tyler is just 21, and there's nothing that indicates that this already impressive player cannot at the very least ascend to the level of an all-star player. To hell with the critics and their unending moaning about how poorly he played last season. You might know this, but the young man was in pain and still playing through it. Herro suffered from lingering shoulder pains and ankle problems. And no one is telling you that despite all of that adversity, he still improved in nearly every statistical category on the charts. In his first regular season, Herro averaged 13.5 points, 4.1 rebounds while shooting 42% from the field. He improved that in the postseason, elevating his points per game to 16, grabbing 5.1 rebounds while shooting 43% from the field. However, his sophomore year was quite the improvement. Herro averaged 15 points per game, 4.9 rebounds while shooting 42.6% from the field. Now, while this looks like an indication that he is a better scorer, advanced statistic knocks that suggestion right out of the park. His usage rate increased during his sophomore season, but his points per shot attempt have seen an exponential decline from the 63rd percentile to the 36th percentile. So really, all he's doing is more offense this year while doing less with it in terms of scoring. It is his shooting that has taken the biggest L. Herro shot 38.8% from 3 in his rookie season, but in his second year, he shot only 33% from beyond the arc. His free throw also got dramatically worse. It slumped from an 87% from the line in his first year to 80%, which is not the best of signs for a shooter. However, if you look even closer, you'll notice that Herro has been experimenting and shooting the majority of his shots from mid-range, which has made it a lot harder for him to make threes. Taking all of that into consideration, you begin to realize that all Herro suffered from was a shooting slump that could easily be corrected in the offseason with enough practice and preparation. When his game suffered, a lot of people were very vocal with their disapproval, including some of his teammates, because most people believed that it was off-court antics that were affecting his game, the flamboyant lifestyle, the flashy cars, and the Instagram model wife. Which, if you ask me, looking back, is a tad unfair for a player who is still finessing his locker in the bubble. His regular season was not good, it was great. However, what everyone has chosen to remember are the playoffs. Was he the only struggling player in the playoffs? No. Then why is he the only one getting all that heat? Either way, it's good to see that the management are way smarter than I was ready to give them credit for, because his current status means that he not only gets the chance to improve his game, he can also pair up with the fantastic Bam Adebayo in the future to give the Miami Heat a serious chance at the ring. To show just how misjudged Tyler has been, take a look at his current form. The player promised to add some pounds and get into serious shape during the offseason, and the man has delivered. He took to the same social media where he had been posting luxury lifestyle pictures to upload a picture of him in a position that looked like he was about to attempt a jump shot. Forget about the jump shot, just look at those guns. That is dedication, discipline, and hard work. If anything, the young man is proving that he can swing on both sides of the fence, and he might just be making a major comeback. Reports have it that he had been working at least 3 times a day since the season ended. The fruits of his hard work are already showing. With the acquisition of Kyle Lowry, Herro won't be asked to play a playmaking role for the Heat in any aspect. He'll be able to come off the bench and focus on scoring and being the firework of energy for the team. He did so effectively well in the postseason run, and if he wants to be smart in the coming season, he should stick to it. So far, Tyler Herro has only been in the NBA for 2 years, and in those 2 years, he has played 107 games. The drop in enthusiasm for his gameplay is welcome news in my opinion. There are very few players that can block out the noise of praise and criticism and concentrate on what truly matters, their game. Of course, if Tyler Herro improves in the coming season, the praise will return, and if, unfortunately, he declines even further, the criticism will be even harsher. We can only hope that he realizes that NBA fans can be fickle lovers of the players while being die-hard loyalists of the game. Keep your feet grounded and your head up, Tyler Herro.